Okay, before I get started, the things I am going to say in this video is not meant to offend or spill hate speech amongst a person or persons of their respective communities. So, if you are super sensitive, then I would advise you to click off the video right now because this is a very serious subject that needs to be discussed right now. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So let me ask you all who voted for this crap. All you black Democratic voters. Is Joe Biden your man? Is this the guy who's supposed to have your backs? I mean, just take a look at what has transpired since getting into office. Okay? Let's start with the Asian community. How the hell did they get a hate crime bill along with a grant of $50 million in reparations? I'll tell you how. By simply lying on black people, saying that we're the ones committing hate crimes against Asians, which that is far from the truth. And if you look at them FBI hate crime numbers, the Asian community has had one of the lower numbers, way more so than black folks. In 2020, their hate crime reports was about 273, okay, to be exact. Our numbers when it comes to hate crimes have been the highest. Every freaking year, it has been the highest. In the high thousands, in the low 2000s. So you're telling me that Asian people, every time when you go in their establishments, I don't know why you would. Every time you go in their establishments, they would disrespect you. They would, verbally assault you, follow you around in the stores. They would beat you up, choke you out, and kick you out of the stores because they accusing you of stealing. I mean, right or wrong, how is that supposed to be legal to choke someone out in your own establishments instead of just hiring your own security guard and calling the police? And somehow they ended up getting a hate crime bill along with $50 million in reparations. Off of our tax dollars, mind you. So, Joe Biden is supposed to be your man. Is this your man who's supposed to have your backs? And another thing about the Asians is that you can have an Asian man shoot a child in the arm, and thank God the child didn't get killed. An Asian man can shoot a child through a glass window for simply just minding his own business, for playing outside, doing what kids should be doing right now. The Asian man just assumed that the black child was trespassing on his property when that was never really the case. Because they weren't even on his lawn. The child was not even on his lawn, and he still shot the child in the arm through a glass window. But yet somehow, Asian people deserve a hate crime bill. Joe Biden is supposed to be your man that's supposed to have your back, right? So let's get to the illegal immigrants, okay? We got open borders now to illegal immigrants down south of the border. And somehow they are allowed to have free government benefits over the US born citizens in this country. No mandates are being put on them. They're just allowed to come in here untested, unvinegarized. Nobody is posing mandates whatsoever on the illegals. But yet, Joe Biden wants to impose vinegar mandates on everyone else that's legally born here. People are losing their jobs. People are willingly resigning, quitting their jobs over a medical decision. And meanwhile, illegal immigrants are being granted $450K off of our tax dollars, mind you, to the families who are separated at the border for doing what now? You guessed it, for trespassing on U.S. soil. Therefore, breaking the law. So you're telling me people can now get paid for breaking laws? Illegal immigrants are allowed to have free government benefits. Joe Biden is in talks of paying them $450K for breaking the law. And Joe Biden is supposed to be your man. Isn't that right? Black American who voted for him. Joe Biden's supposed to be your man, isn't he? And how is it that the Haitians got deported to their country, but not the Mexicans or the Central Americans? That's pretty strange, don't you think? Let's talk about the Afghans real quick, all right? For 20 years, they were funded $300 million per day, every day. Per person, they got $50,000 in order to keep the Taliban at bay. Despite all of the military combat training, the military supplies, guns, weapons, and everything in that nature, and the resources that they've gotten to keep the Taliban at bay, after Joe Biden withdrew the troops before removing the American citizens, the Afghans just simply threw their hands up that quick, bowed to their knees at the mercy to the Taliban. And all that money gone to waste. And yet people say that black folks can't get reparations. That is a load of BS in of itself. So we got to talk about the LGBTQ plus community. And oh man, these people are the worst in my opinion. People like to say that black folks are the most sensitive groups in the nation. But oh man, did the LGBTQ community outrank us when it comes to sensitivity. I swear to God, man, these people are the most hypersensitive groups I have ever seen in my life. Because if you say even one negative thing about the LGBTQ community, whether it's right or wrong, they're getting ready to get your IP address banned off the network for good. They will go after your social media accounts. They will simply suspend or terminate your account from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it. They're everywhere in the social media streets. I mean, just look at what they're trying to do with Dave Chappelle. They're trying to get him canceled off of Netflix, all because he made a simple, lighthearted, harmless joke. But no, everybody is so up in arms about this particular group who simply just can't stand criticism. It's like the truth is their main kryptonite. That is their biggest weakness, is truth. And what I mean by LGBTQ, I'm talking about those who are white, not black. I'm talking about the white LGBTQ community, all right? Because look, man, even if you're black LGBTQ, at the end of the day, you're still an N-word to these people. No matter how many times you want to try to spin it, you are still the N-word with the hard ER at the end of it when it comes to these people, man. So you cannot tell me that LGBTQ are in the same struggles as black folks, because how often do you hear stories about LGBTQ folks being mauled down, being shot in the back 10 times, or even being lynched by race soldiers, and the police departments are trying to cover it up to make it seem like it was a suicide? How often do you hear those kind of stories in the alphabet community? Little to zero. Not very many. Okay? Now here's the thing. If you want to be gay, lesbian, bi, trans, go right ahead. It's your choice. Who gives a damn? But you better know your boundaries, and you better know what lines to cross and what not to cross. Because all it will take is the right one. And the right person will tell you like it is. Even if it is hurtful, so what? You're going to have to deal with the truth coming your way. And if it ends up causing a fight, so be it. And then you're going to be hearing all kinds of fake outrage from the LGBTQ community, and also the ones who are keeping for these folks, the blue shields of Democrats. You know, and they're going to try to sit up and say, oh, it is wrong to discriminate against the alphabet community. They're human just like we are. And we need to, join forces with the LGBTQ. Help stop discrimination. And let's go on and fix their problems instead of focusing on our own problems. Listen, the alphabet community do not need help. They don't need our help. Okay, they got all the help they need from Joe Biden's executive order. They got big techs in the palm of their hands right now. Like I said, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google, you name it. They're everywhere. One little thing can set them off if it's negative. And boom, there goes your social media account. So, why do we need to join forces with the alphabet community? Why? They don't need it. And speaking of fixing our own issues and problems, now we get to the meat and potatoes of this video. Yes, I have saved the best for last. Now we get onto the subjects of the black Democratic bootlickers in the left wing of white supremacy, selling us out to the same devil who is responsible for the mass incarceration of black people with the 1994 crime bill that got them locked up for the same crimes that white folks were getting in trouble for. But instead, they're the ones that got lesser sentence than black people did. The very same man on national television who said, if you're having trouble determining whether you're for me or for Trump, you ain't black. And when he got done saying that, I knew it right away. This guy is a freaking racist, much like Trump. Which brings me to this question. What is the point of voting? What's the point of voting if there is nothing on the books for reparations and tangibles for Black Americans whose ancestors were forcefully brought in here in order to do the bidding of white folks? Come on, let's be realistic here. Without the blood, sweat, tears, and anguish that the Africans had to go through in this country, there wouldn't even be America. Let's be realistic here, because who else would they have brought over here to help build this nation from the ground up? Who else would it be if it wasn't for us? And meanwhile, you got all these outsiders from different countries fleeing their homeland to come over here who ain't done a damn thing to make their countries look great. Instead, they run from their problems and live the so-called American dream, while you, me, and everyone living black in America is living the American nightmare. They're the ones that's getting the bags, and we're the ones that's getting nothing. Asian people got reparations. There's talks of the illegal immigrants getting reparations. Afghans have gotten reparations for 20 years. And now we got refugees, being exported over here and being dropped off in the black communities. LGBTQ, they have yet to get theirs, but it'll soon happen eventually. I'm counting on it. They got an executive order already signed that increases protections from discrimination in their community. But just wait. One day they're going to get their bags as well. And what do you got to say then? Democratic blue shields that voted for Biden? And meanwhile, we as a community continue to get a bunch of lip service, pandering, and we got forced mandates that are being imposed on us by every freaking way it's coming from. So again, what is the point of voting? Ice Cube came out for us before the 2020 election, and he wanted to make sure that, we black Americans did not vote unless there is an agenda that'll give us economic wealth, aka reparations, cut the checks. But what happened? Them girls on Fox Soul was attacking Ice Cube, all because he was speaking out and trying to, put in the work for black people such as themselves. You got some chick on Twitter that was talking a whole bunch of crap, cussing out Ice Cube and Donald Trump at the same time, saying that, they ain't gonna be ish. Ice Cube ain't gonna be ish. Donald Trump ain't gonna be ish. It's like the level of self-hate in our community is just, astounding. It's like you folks literally threw away your intelligence, your integrity, and your respect. All because you wanted Donald Trump out of office. You wanted that racist devil, Donald J. Trump, out of office in favor of another devil who was responsible for putting your kids, your loved ones, in jail. Hello, 1994 crime bill? But none of that really mattered, did it? If Black lives really mattered to you, you would not have strutted your booty to the poll and voted for that crime bill writing, "You don't vote for me, you ain't black" devil, Joe Biden. And since y'all finally got him in the office and Trump is out of there, now all of a sudden all of the Black Lives Matter activists have all disappeared. Patrisse Cullors disappeared off the face of the earth after she got exposed. All them folks who are out there in support of George Floyd suddenly all just went ghost and never to be heard from again. And all the bootlickers who were out there trying to, fearmonger, to try to bully and to try to, shame you into voting for Joe Biden. Oh, now all of a sudden they ain't saying much now, are they? They're still hiding in the closet and never to be seen or heard from again. So, by voting for Joe Biden, who you know is responsible for incarcerating thousands of black people, and Kamala Harris too, responsible for incarcerating thousands of black folks here in California, tampering with evidence that could have freed innocent black people out of prison. Did Black lives really matter to you? Did George Floyd's death matter to you? I guess it didn't. Because voting for white supremacy, you're still in a lose-lose situation. It doesn't matter who would have gotten office. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. And now since Joe Biden is in there, everybody is, losing their jobs, getting fired, or willfully resigning or quitting for their own personal medical decisions. Because not everybody wants the vinegar jab, okay? Not everybody needs it. People will rather take their chances. Okay? And if that's the case, let them. And no, I am no doctor or professional, so I can't give any, medical details or none of that nature, okay? I am no doctor, so I'm not here to give you any medical information, okay? You see, the vinegar should be a choice, not forced upon. See with the illegal immigrants. They don't have to be forced to get it. So why should you? The 2022 elections, the midterm elections is coming up real soon. So now it's time to correct the problems that you made. For those who voted for Joe Biden, this is your last chance to correct the mistakes you made last year by putting that crime bill writing piece of crap Joe Biden into office. This time, it's redemption. If you let the Democrats win again, in the midterm elections, well then, you might as well forget about calling yourself black. And it ain't Joe Biden that's saying it. I'm the one saying it. You might as well just stop calling yourself black at that point and get the hell out of our community. But if you really want to correct the wrongs you made in the 2020 election, simply do not vote. Or some might say, if you want to really stick it to the Democrats, then just give away your vote to the Republicans, okay? Just give away your votes to the Republicans, even though they won't do anything for you. But listen, black folks do not overwhelmingly vote Republican like that. They don't. Black folks are more on the left when it comes to politics because, the Democrats, they understand that we black folks are politically ignorant and we don't know any better, right? So they use that to their advantage to try to, incite fear into your minds to get them to vote for them. See with Cory Booker and Barack Obama, now they're getting scared because they're afraid that black folks will not turn out for the midterm elections following the Democratic's betrayal. I mean, can't you see? These people are liars. The very same people who you choose to defend and to try to, vouch for, they're liars. They lied to your face. Kamala Harris said it already to your face. I'm not going to do anything that just benefits black people. No. That's what she said. Joe Biden doesn't want to get rid of qualified immunity. He doesn't want to punish the police. No. He wants to give the police more money and more protection. And meanwhile, other groups of people are getting all of the same things that we have been crying out for the last 400 plus years. And we still ain't got it. Is Joe Biden really your guy? What is the damn point of voting? And as I stated before, Cory Booker and Barack Obama are scared right now. And I say good. Let them be scared. Let them be scared. Because this is what happens when you try to play on our emotions and lie to us, try to incite fear into our minds to get us to vote for you. And family, please do not fall for this, propaganda that you should vote Democrat or else. Don't do it. Because again, what have they done for you? What have they done for people like me and you who are black? And what are the other groups of people getting that we should be getting right now? If you let yourself fall into the same old trap by voting for these guys, and if they end up winning again in the midterm elections, then you might as well not call yourself black. Instead, I'm going to call you a blackcrats. That's what you are. It's called Black Democrat in one word. Okay? That's what it is. You are a Democratic white supremacist sympathizer, and you deserve to be cast aside and to never be heard from or seen again. The less you listen to the old Negroes that have sold you lies your entire life, the better. And it's time to wisen up and do the smart thing. For your sake, for our sake, do not vote these people in the midterm elections. Just sit back and let the Republicans win. Don't let these people tell you, oh, if you don't vote, then you can't complain if you don't vote. No, bull crap. You do have a right to complain. You see, there is more power by not voting than to just give away your vote without a plan or an agenda. Because why do you think Barack Obama and Cory Booker are scared right now? That's saying something. They're afraid that black folks are not going to show up because they lied to us. The Democrats lied to us, like I said. See, you have a more powerful voice by not voting. Why? Because again, Cory Booker and Barack Obama are scared right now. And I think it's a good thing. Let them be scared. Teach them a lesson this midterm election that you do not ever play with our emotions, and that you do not ever lie to us and to make us feel like we're inferior or unworthy of being black. Says Joe Biden, right? You don't vote for me, you ain't black? No, screw you. Screw your Democratic administration, Biden. I want the Democrats to lose in the midterm elections. Hear me clearly. This is redemption time. It's time to be wise. And do not let fear overtake your better judgment. It's time to stop living in the shadows of the Democrats. And it's time to show them we mean business. It's time to show them that we're no longer going to be their puppets on a string, and that these folks need to leave us the hell alone. Why not go bother the Asian community, the illegal immigrants, the LGBTQ, the Afghans? Why not go bother them to get them to vote for you, since you're the one helping them, right? You're not helping us ever. You never did, you never will, so what's the point of voting for you? What is the damn point? If you don't have something on the table that benefits for us economically, there's no point. Go away, Barack Obama. Go away, Cory Booker. Go away, Roland Martin, Joy Reid, the Congressional Black Caucus. Just go away. Leave black people alone. You stay over there with the Democratic liberals and be a slave. That's where you belong. And the rest of you who vote them in the midterm elections, again, then you need to go over there with them too. And don't ever come back. Hashtag the truth matters. in reality, will always and forever be the winner when it's all said and done. So, with that being said, I'm going to conclude this recording. And just keep this in mind, black people, no matter how many times you want to try to spin it, no matter who you want to support, Republican, Democrat, at the end of the day, you are still nothing but an N-word, capital ER, to these folks. Again, whether you support Republican or Democrat, at the end of the day, black people, you are still considered the N-word with the hard capital ER at the end of it. Understand that. And these folks could care less about you, about me, about anyone who is black in this country. And the Haitians found that out the hard way. Remember that. So anyway, I want to thank you all for watching this. And as always, leave your likes, comment, subscribe, share this video, and I will see you next time. Stay safe. Stay ready so you ain't gotta be ready. Always, always, always stay ready for anything that comes your way. See you soon.